Please welcome the Member of Parliament of Servant of the People, Political Party of Ukraine, Vadaym Halaichuk.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, Namaste. First of all, let me thank the organizers, the Times Group, for inviting me to address this respected audience. Let me also express our gratitude to the Government of India and Indian businesses, Indian people, for providing humanitarian aid to Ukrainians. It means a lot to us. I'm addressing you from Kyiv, our capital, which has been under heavy missile and drone attacks by Russia recently. But rest assured, these attacks will have no impact on our will to defend our country. According to the Ukrainian foreign policy strategy, India is our key partner in Asia. From the beginning of Russian full-scale invasion in February 2022, the President of Ukraine and the Prime Minister of India have been in regular communications. I visited India in February this year and received very warm welcome, and I'm convinced we can continue Ukraine-India intensive dialogue on different levels. Now, the topic we're discussing is India's role in global conflicts. I'd start by saying India's role is global. Number 5 economy and growing, largest democracy in the world, highly spiritual country. India is the best example of unity through diversity. I believe G20 presidency offers India its Vishwaguru moment. The peace-loving nature of your country is encrypted in the motto of India's G20 presidency. One earth, one family, one future. Which to me means that everything is connected and we can feel the consequences of different actions from all over the world. Russian unprovoked military aggression against Ukraine, peace-loving, non-nuclear, 25 times smaller neighbor is emphasizing this connectivity. Russian war has negative impact on other countries in the world, causing humanitarian, socio-economic, energy and food crisis, especially in the countries of the so-called global south, sad to say. So, do we want our earth, our families, our future to move into this destructive direction? Sure we don't. We all want to live in peace, in the world where international law and the UN Charter are respected, where countries build their dialogue based on trust and support. And this, I feel, is mutual for Ukraine and India. India proved to play a constructive and fair role in the global arena. We witnessed India giving a helping hand to those in need due to the consequences of Russian aggression against Ukraine, to your close neighbors, Bangladesh and Sri Lanka. This is precisely how relations between the countries should develop. Taking into account India's friendly approach and tackling humanity challenges, we will welcome India's participation in few important projects which would help us greatly. First, demining. Implementing a plan for priority demining of agricultural land, which will prioritize survey and clearance of up to 470,000 hectares of economically valuable agricultural land. India, as an agricultural country itself, understands the importance of this topic very well and can help a lot. Rebuilding. We're starting to rebuild Ukraine now, without waiting for the war to end. Ukraine recovery program will be the largest reconstruction project since the World War II. As of today, almost 60 countries are helping Ukraine to restore its infrastructure destroyed by Russian attacks. Most hopeful that Indian government and private business will join this crucial initiative and will provide its valuable assistance in recovery of Ukraine. India and Ukraine share the same democratic values and principles, and I believe we all understand that they have to be protected. Honorable Prime Minister Modi said to Putin that this is not an era of war. And we in Ukraine support this full-heartedly. But Ukrainians never chosen war. It was imposed on us by Russia. So now we have to defend our homeland, its freedom, democracy, and sovereignty. It's obvious Russia failed to reach its strategic objectives of occupying Ukraine, destroying Ukraine's statehood, and erasing Ukraine's identity. The pro-Ukrainian coalition in the world remains strong and consolidated. Therefore, Ukraine needs justice. Justice for our state, our people who lost relatives, loved ones, lost health, home, normal life due to Russian aggression. The world needs justice. The world needs working mechanisms not to let this happen ever again. Both Ukrainian and Indian leaders see eye to eye with the need to reform the UN and Security Council. As it was justly noted by Prime Minister of India, these bodies do not reflect the realities of the present world anymore. Russia, which is the permanent member of the United Nations Security Council, violates numerous UN principles by starting war in Ukraine and occupying Ukrainian territories. Its privileged position in the UN Security Council is a threat to global security and the application of international law. Russia's presidency in the UN Security Council for the month of April was a slap in the face to the international community. It became another clear indication that reform of the UN, in particular the Security Council, is long overdue. Ukraine welcomes any peace proposals that adhere to two fundamental principles. They do not call for territorial concessions from Ukraine and do not result in a frozen conflict instead of peace. And I would emphasize the importance of liberating Crimea and reintegrating it to Ukraine. It started in Crimea and it must end there. President Zelensky's peace formula, echoed in the relevant UN General Assembly resolution, remains the only comprehensive framework for just and sustainable peace in Ukraine. Therefore, we count on India's active participation in assisting us in resolving this conflict. Again, thank you very much for your attention. Slava Ukraini!